Tonight's topic is the science behind glutathione and why is it so important. Okay, so hopefully I'll cover what is glutathione, what are the major functions of glutathione, what are the health benefits of glutathione, what are the problems of glutathione deficiency, what happens to your glutathione as you age, how to replenish your glutathione levels, and with a little bit about max fun and longevity as ways on how to boost your glutathione levels. Okay, so what is glutathione? It's a small molecule made of three amino acids, so it's called a tripeptide. And the three amino acids or precursor are glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. Glutathione has many crucial functions for the body, such that the cells cannot live without it. And glutathione is also present in food, but unfortunately, it is poorly absorbed because it gets digested first. So we cannot hope to improve our glutathione through food. Glutathione is manufactured by our cells, and especially in the liver cells and the kidneys and other organs. Okay, this is the molecule of glutathione. In the center there is the sulfur hydride group, which is one sulfur atom attached to one hydrogen atom. That gives glutathione its versatility, but also makes glutathione very unstable. And that is actually a component of cysteine, which is the middle amino acid, and which is also why cysteine is a fragile amino acid. Okay, these are the major functions of glutathione. For decades, it was known as the most important antioxidant for the cells and therefore the body. And then later, when the signs of inflammation comes in, then it turns out that glutathione is also a very powerful anti-inflammatory agent. It is also a very powerful immune booster and modulator, a very powerful detoxifier, and a versatile signaling molecule, plus many, many more functions. But perhaps it's most famous for being the master antioxidant or the superhero of antioxidants, or call it whatever you want to call it. But there's only one with this title, right? The others might be called powerful antioxidants, but no one can usurp the position of glutathione as the master antioxidant. Okay, the role of antioxidants is to fight free radicals. The free radicals are unstable molecules which will then damage our cells, and we need to neutralize them with antioxidants. And free radicals are unstable because they lack electrons, so antioxidants come and donate electrons to stabilize the free radicals. But note that once the antioxidant donates the electron, then the antioxidant is now lacking the electron, which means the antioxidant now becomes a free radical. So what's the point? The two issues. First, the antioxidant that neutralizes the free radical and itself becomes a free radical is less harmful than the one that it neutralizes. Otherwise, it's crazy if you become a more harmful person than the one you have come down. Okay? The second thing is the body has a system of rescuing these antioxidants as they work. And inside the cell, there is this network of antioxidants, or you can see on your right, there are 5 antioxidants in this network, and these are the 5 compulsory antioxidants. You can have powerful antioxidants from marquee berry, from goji berry, from acai berry, etc., etc. But they're not essential, right? You don't eat marquee, you don't eat acai, you don't eat goji, you don't die. But you don't have any of these 5, you're dead. Okay, that's how important they are. So because these antioxidants work in a team, then we must take a range of antioxidants to neutralize the free radicals. And if we do not, we will continue, the free radicals will continue to multiply into greater numbers, resulting in chronic diseases. Okay, so what are the sources of free radicals? So these are some of the sources of free radicals. Of course, our own metabolism is the major cause. And the external cause is, of course, the sun. The sun gives us life, but the sun also is the #1 external source of free radicals, and also the #1 cause of why we age. Okay. All right. So back to the team inside the cell. This is the network. And of the 5, as mentioned earlier on, the master is glutathione, and the reason is that, so when, for example, vitamin C is a very actually is a weak workhorse, but it's very important because it is water soluble, and then it can rescue the cell from a never-ending cycle of free radicals, because once the vitamin C, if you have plenty of vitamin C, then once the vitamin C neutralizes the free radicals, even if you don't have the other stronger antioxidants to rescue the vitamin C can just go out in the urine, okay? And the body will be rid of the problem. But in general, if you have plenty of the others also, then they all work in a team. So each the next higher one will come and rescue, and the process will go on. And on top of the cascade is glutathione, and there's nobody to rescue the glutathione, but our cell has an enzyme system that can rescue and regenerate the glutathione. And how important is glutathione compared to these other 4 team members? Then you can look at the amount of research done by the researchers over the last 39 years. Okay, first look at the blue figures. Those are a number of studies done in 1983. Alpha-lipoic acid, only 836. Coenzyme Q10, only 159. Glutathione, 9,060. Vitamin C, 16,000. And vitamin E, 6,654. So in 1983, vitamin C was the most researched of the 5 antioxidants. But fast forward 39 years later, and that is the figures for today, 19th October, you can see glutathione has jumped up to 277,065 published papers. Okay, and that's just slightly less than all the other 4 combined. Right, so that should give you a clue of how important glutathione is. That the researchers won't be wasting their time doing research on something that's not important. And the number of research papers published is an indication of how important it is. So as you can see, all the other 4 combined is just about the same as just one of them, which is glutathione. Okay, so that is to impress upon you the importance of glutathione in our life, for our health. Let's move on to its next important function as an anti-inflammatory agent. But we need to know what is inflammation. Inflammation is a cellular, at the cellular level, is a cellular and molecular level, is a response to some form of injury. And what causes this injury? We can see the next slide. But the thing is, the science has moved on from free radicals to inflammation as being the starting point of aging, diseases, and cancer. Okay, as you can see, all those major diseases all start with inflammation. So does that mean then free radicals, oxidative stress is not important, right? Okay, it's not so. It's just that we now understand that free radicals, oxidative stress, that means having excess free radicals, is the major cause of chronic inflammations, right? So it's still part of the picture, but now we have a broader understanding. Okay, well, there are many other causes of inflammation. Free radicals causing oxidative stress is the major cause of chronic inflammation. Okay, next is its immune booster and modulating function. So this is our system is our defense against mainly invaders, fungus, bacteria, parasites, so all sorts of other germs and viruses, and then toxins, and then from pollution, etc., and also from our cells that have become traitors. These are the cancer cells. Okay. So what can go wrong with our immune system? Our immune system can become underactive, can be overactive, then it can attack the body, that's autoimmune. Instead of protecting the body, it attacks our own organs. Then even our immune system can become cancerous. Excuse me, my throat getting dry. Okay. So glutathione can help improve all these conditions. These are the important immune cells that we have. You can see, especially in the bottom line, the T cell, the B cell, the natural killer cells, they all have things protruding from their covering. These are the receptors that help them identify the invaders. And these receptors must be kept pristine so that they can function very well. And it is glutathione that maintains the structures in the healthier state against damage by toxins, by free radicals. And that is one of the reasons why glutathione is a very important sustainer of our immune health. Okay, and then this could also be an explanation of why glutathione can help prevent or even reverse autoimmune diseases, because autoimmune diseases may also involve some malfunctioning of these receptors such that they go and misidentify our own healthy cells as foreign cells and start attacking them. Okay, we have seen again and again improving glutathione, reversing autoimmune disease. So in autoimmune diseases, glutathione helps normalize the malfunctioning or aberrant immune cell functions. So defective immune functions returns to normal. Right? The non-defective parts of the immune system also are enhanced, are improved. So you compare how doctors treat autoimmune diseases with drugs, right? They suppress immune function so that the malfunctioning component is suppressed. But the entire immune system is also suppressed, and you have side effects of a reduced immunity. And that's the side effects when patients go on steroids, immunosuppressants, and cytotoxics as treatment for their autoimmune diseases. But if instead we boost glutathione, we get the correction of the malfunctioning component, right, and improvement of the functioning component, right, instead of a blanket suppression. So glutathione will lead to a balanced immune system against internal threat, external threat, autoimmunity. Okay, next, glutathione as detoxifier, right? Remember, glutathione works in two ways. First, it can combine with the toxin and try to neutralize them. Second, it combines with the toxin and renders them water-soluble, such that even if it fails to neutralize them, it can still solve the problem by getting rid of the toxin through the urine or through the bowel or even through sweat. Okay, because most of the toxins, they remain in the body because they're not water-soluble. Things that are water-soluble can be easily got rid of from the body. So this is how glutathione helps. First, neutralize them, and then get rid of them. Right? Even those that cannot be neutralized can still be got rid of. But if glutathione does not neutralize them, then you may face some what we call a toxic detox reaction or healing crisis, because the toxins are still active. Then they are now brought out to circulate before they are sent to the organ to be the organs like the liver, the kidneys to be excreted. Right. So there are many cases of consumers complaining of having reactions after starting the glutathione boosters or glutathione precursors, but we need to explain to them so that they understand what's going on. Okay, so this is in step by step, right? Glutathione with the enzymes, they combine with the toxins, chemicals, drugs, heavy metals, or even bacteria and carcinogens. Okay, make them water soluble. Okay, in the process, some are already neutralized. Okay, but even the ones are not neutralized also then being excreted, right? Mainly through the kidneys and liver. Okay, and why is this function important? It is because we are toxic. Organisms. The proof is in a small study 15 years ago in New York, USA, when they studied the cord blood samples of newborn babies, they found 287 toxins. All right, between the 10 babies, including those that are known to cause cancer and birth defects, and known to be toxic to the brain and nervous systems. And we also, once in a while, get to face pollution that are so bad that we can actually see the pollutants in front of us, but got no choice, we have to breathe. You wear masks, also you only block the big particles, but small particles still go in. And this can cause a lot of problem. And more reason, should anytime the haze come back, right? Everyone should double up or even triple up on your glutathione precursors to help defend your body from the damage that can be caused by all this. Okay, so I will not go into detail about the signaling molecule, just on the 4 major ones, but I keep on mentioning about signaling molecules. So that it's the new science that we all will be should start getting to know. Okay, so overall, glutathione is so important for our body that it improves our health literally from head to toe. Okay, it protects our body and improves our health from head to toe. Every organ benefits from protection and health enhancements and disease reversal potential. Right, so if you have high levels of glutathione, you can expect good health. So these are 27 scientifically proven health benefits of glutathione, right? Fighting oxidative stress, control inflammation, right? It's anti-aging. No, there are many stuff outside there we claim to be anti-aging. Glutathione is one of the few that can scientifically be stated as anti-aging because it's proven by studies. It can prevent depression and stress, limit neurodegeneration, including Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, Huntington's. Okay, help with infections, heal the gut, may treat autism. Okay, glutathione and cancer. Right, we know glutathione may help prevent cancer, but once there is cancer, then there is some controversy there. So to avoid the controversy, right, use the knowledge that glutathione may help prevent cancer and try to reduce the chances of getting cancer by boosting your glutathione. Once you have cancer, the controversy is that the cancer cells themselves also may use glutathione to protect them from chemo, and also may use glutathione to metastasize. That's the problem. Glutathione may treat psychiatric disorders. Glutathione may help in ADHD, that is attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, help prevent heart disease, help treat diabetic complications, may prevent kidney disease, protects against liver damage, helps prevent addiction, helps reduce consequences of drugs or alcohol, right? Control cell death, help with respiratory problems, and during the last 3 years of COVID, right? At least 3 papers, review papers, concluded that only those with low levels of glutathione end up with severe COVID and die. Glutathione can treat sleep apnea. Glutathione may treat acne, may treat rheumatoid arthritis and SLE. Here we have excellent testimonies of our own consumers who improve tremendously from rheumatoid arthritis and SLE. Glutathione help prevent glaucoma and cataracts, encourages healthy pregnancy, may treat AIDS, may treat cystic fibrosis, and as a skin lightening agent, that one most women know for a long time already. They were taking glutathione supplements for a long time just to become fair, but they were getting the other benefits. Unfortunately, at that time, most didn't know that taking glutathione supplements, you probably get only 5% absorption. Okay, that's why the science says do not take glutathione supplements, but take glutathione precursor supplements. Okay, so conclusion, glutathione is involved in almost all known diseases. Glutathione deficiency may directly be a cause or factor in the development of the diseases, and glutathione depletion may be the reason for the worsening and the failure to reverse and recover from the disease. Glutathione is crucial for the maintenance and promotion of health of all organs. And then studies have shown that high glutathione levels equals longevity. Right? So one, it is anti-aging, right? I mean, it slows down aging. 2, it prolongs life. That's longevity. This is based on 2 studies. The first one in 1998 shows that those that centenarians, healthy centenarians, had higher levels of the active form of glutathione, right? And the levels were comparable to those who were 30 to 40 years younger. Next study was a prospective study. They followed the older women for 5 years, and they found that high concentration of glutathione in the blood were characteristic of those who didn't die or who died later, right? The long-lived women. So you want to live long, make sure you have high levels of glutathione. Okay. Right? And where is the glutathione most in the body? Is number 1 is in the liver, number 2 in the kidneys, number 3 in the eyes, right? And the reason for it being in the eyes is it is what is preventing us from going blind, from having cataract and having glaucoma, because it is the number 1 protector of the eyes, as it is the number 1 protector of the liver, of the kidneys, of the ears, of the intestines, of the brain, of the heart, of the lungs, and all organs. So glutathione is so important, it will be routinely checked by doctors in future, right? Now, why we're not checking is because it's too expensive, right? In fact, I've checked with all the labs that are servicing my clinic, none of them are testing. But we know the tests are available because we see the levels we quoted in the studies, right? But the tests are still too expensive. So clinical studies have proven that immune-depressed individuals have lower glutathione concentrations, and plus 100 other diseases, as you'll see later. Glutathione is now known to be so important to maintain good health, slow down aging, prevent and reverse many diseases. The physician of the future will ask, let's take your blood pressure and check your glutathione levels. Maybe also your sugar level. Now they check your BP, check your sugar, maybe your cholesterol, quite routine. Right? In future, when the cost of testing glutathione is cheap enough, it will be a routine test. So what happens if you have low glutathione? Okay, so more than 100 diseases are now associated with having low levels of glutathione. and what happens to your glutathione level as you age. So we know glutathione is so important that the body produces the glutathione and does not just rely on you to go and eat, get it from your diet, just as with vitamin C. Vitamin C, we don't produce any vitamin C, so 100% of our vitamin C has to come from diet. So therefore, whether you're young or old, your vitamin C level depends on how much you eat. But not with glutathione. The young people, they have the advantage of producing sufficient glutathione levels. But the older people, then production becomes lower and lower. From the age of 20, it declines at about 10 to 15% per decade. And this is part of our programmed aging. So the lower glutathione levels means higher oxidative stress, higher toxin levels, lower immunity, okay, higher inflammation, and lower signaling molecule capacity, and many other functions affected. Okay, and back to your lifestyle. If this is a feature in your life, smoking and always exposed to pollution, and you exercise a lot or play sports a lot, you must remember you're producing lots of free radicals. Okay. Some people may object when I say that, okay, sportsmen and those who exercise produce excess free radicals, and then they have more inflammation and more injuries, therefore they age faster. They're almost like I am discouraging people from indulging in sports and exercise. What I'm trying to remind is you cannot forget this, right? Just like your car, you drive fast, your engine going to go rev a lot, and you're going to produce a lot of smoke. Same thing when you exercise more, you indulge in sports more, you're going to produce a lot of free radicals as part of the increased metabolism, but also there's going to be inflammation, the small, tiny injuries caused, and also the obvious macro injuries that you may get. The reminder is therefore protect yourself from the potential damage. And we can actually see, right, many sportsmen, when they're young, we envy them. When they're old, they envy us. Because they were walking around all sorts of injuries. Okay? Right? So it's a time to remember. And the other thing is, yes, when you indulge in sports, when you exercise, your glutathione production goes up. Okay, so well, and that is good. Yeah, your body is trying to cope with the decreased free radicals. But it can only go up to a certain level because, remember, the capacity to produce glutathione comes down 10 to 15% every decade. Okay, but the researchers have found out if you boost your cysteine intake, then you can still help overcome this, improve this limit, increase this limit. Okay. So how to effectively raise glutathione levels? For years, scientists and medical professionals have looked for ways to effectively raise glutathione levels. The first rule to remember is that glutathione taken orally is not well absorbed. So the way to do it is to help our cells manufacture glutathione. And how to help the cell manufacture? Then we need to go back to the science of glutathione, remembering that it is made of 3 amino acids, glutamic acid, cysteine, and glycine. And as mentioned earlier on, it is cysteine that is the fragile component and also the most important component because it has the sulfur hydride group there that gives glutathione its function. So the challenge is to provide cysteine in the stable form in sufficient amounts, because cysteine, apart from being fragile, is also the least available amino acid compared to the other two, glutamic acid and glycine, which makes it almost not necessary to supplement, right? But if you want to take all three, by all means. But cysteine is the one that is what is called the rate limiting precursor, because amount of cysteine determines the amount of glutathione being produced. The other two are always sufficient. unless you have your diet is extremely poor. Okay, so it is difficult to get intact cysteine in our diet. As such, cysteine is considered the rate limiting factor for glutathione production. Again, repeat, diet does not correlate with glutathione levels, even though if you eat a healthy raw diet, because cysteine is fragile, therefore if it's raw, then it might still be intact. That means raw eggs, raw broccoli, raw Brussels sprouts, raw garlic, raw spinach may help a bit since they provide undenatured cysteine. But if you cook, then the cysteine becomes denatured. So the best way is to supplement with glutathione precursors, and here we're talking especially cysteine. And the best source of stable cysteine is ribosine. And what is ribosine? Ribosine is D-ribose L-cysteine. D-ribose is simple sugar, and L-cysteine is the amino acid. Both are natural. The molecule is actually called ribocysteine and is product of research of this company, Max International, and it is trademarked as ribosine. And the supplement product is Max1. So Max1 is 100% ribosine, and ribosine, the cysteine in ribosine gives glutathione, and the ribose in ribosine, then the body uses to make ATP, which is the energy carrying molecule, and ATP is also required in the production of glutathione. So that may help explain why ribosine is 300% better than the next best precursor, which is NAC. Compared to whey protein, ribosine is 24 times more efficient, weight for weight. Okay, as explained here, the most efficient way to increase glutathione is by taking ribosine or D-ribose L-cysteine. Okay, and you get both the benefits of boosting glutathione and ATP, and some of the ATP is used to power the production of glutathione. Okay, it's a little bit about ATP. So ribose, just as cysteine is the central component of glutathione, ribose is the central component of the ATP molecule. So you can see that there is ribose, our entire energy uses ATP. Sorry, our entire body uses ATP as energy source, and that's why it's very important, especially for the heart and muscles. It helps improves blood flow, enhances energy recovery, protects from stress and overexertion, prevents and promotes fast recovery from fatigue, prevents soreness, stiffness, cramps in the muscles during and after exercise, and increases performance and endurance and stamina. Okay. And some cardiologists who believe in nutrition actually use ribose to treat the heart patients, right? Either to help improve their heart, especially the ischemic heart, or help recovery from heart attack and heart surgery, and also in the treatment of heart failure. Okay, but you don't have to wait until you have heart attack or heart failure to benefit from ribose, right? Healthy people like us can also benefit from having extra ribose and extra ATP to help the heart function optimally. Okay, the other product that has ribosine is Celgevity, except that Celgevity has 12 other ingredients that also help improve the production and function of glutathione, plus having their own health benefits that makes Celgevity an anti-aging powerhouse. So what are the 12 ingredients? The alpha-lipoic acid, broccoli seed extract, curcumin, resveratrol, grapeseed extract, quercetin, McThistle seed extract, vitamin C, selenium, cordyceps, black pepper, and aloe leaf. Okay, so the difference, recap, Max1 is 100% ribosine, boosting both glutathione and ATP, whereas Celgevity is everything that Max1 has, because the recommended dose of Celgevity and the recommended dose of MAX1 gives the same amount of ribosine and therefore expected to boost glutathione equally. But cell-gravity has the advantage of 12 additional ingredients to support the production and function of glutathione, plus give other health benefits and making it an anti-aging powerhouse. In summary, glutathione is the body's most important antioxidant. It's also a very important anti-inflammatory agent, immune booster modulator, detoxifier, and many other functions that are crucial to life and health. If you have sufficient glutathione, you can expect good health and longevity. If you are deficient in glutathione, you can expect poor health and diseases. And the body's glutathione production declines after age 20, increasing our susceptibility to poor health and diseases. Glutathione is poorly absorbed from diet or even from glutathione supplements. The correct way to boost glutathione is to take precursor supplement that is a stable form of cysteine. The best available glutathione precursor is ribosine. MAX1 is 100% ribosine, and you also get the benefit of ATP, right, on top of boosting glutathione. And cell-gravity is ribosine plus 12 other powerful ingredients, making it a glutathione booster plus an anti-aging powerhouse. Thank you very much.